Hello and welcome to my new video. We're going to focus today on layers in Canva. Now, these might be something that are quite new to you, and to start with, sometimes they are a little bit tricky to navigate. If you're used to more traditional software such as Word and things, these are quite different, but it doesn't take long to get used to it. And in actual fact, they're incredibly effective. And it means that your designs can be quite complex, but they can really work. And sometimes you want that because you want it to be visually engaging. And sometimes you might want to work it so that actually they could even be hiding something. Now, I mean that in the best possible way, that perhaps there's something that you want to sort of reveal to the viewer, for example. So the layers actually are very, very effective and incredibly easy to use once you get used to it. So when we look around the design, the elements such as the type or the shapes, we literally pick it up and drag it. And that's all I'm doing here. When I'm dragging it to a new place within the design, the pink lines come up just for making sure everything's evenly distanced or spaced and things. So they're quite helpful, that the guiding lines are sort of pink dotted line. We can see here that this blue triangle, dark blue triangle, goes over that turquoise space here. This design is towards the back. And this is what I mean by layers. My clapping hands are in front of that blue triangle as well. And the actual background, which is white, is the lowest level. So it works a bit like a collage. To find out the layers, when I look at it from the front, obviously, when it's on my computer, it all looks together. It all looks like it's the same. But in actual fact, some things are in front of and some things are behind in these layers. So click on position and we click on layers, and we can see here our layers. And as I go down this menu, it will highlight. Here's the purple. It will highlight each section as I hover over that particular shape. So my clapping hands, they're actually quite near the front here. I can move them around in the layers, or I can move them around within the design, within the picture. So this blue triangle that I showed to start with is here in the menu, but I could put it behind this purple one. So now this purple one is in front. So this is a really useful way to sort of perhaps hide things as well. I said about this earlier. So the hands here, if I bring those hands down behind that blue triangle, you can see maybe I just want some of the hands to show. Maybe I want this blue triangle bigger so that just some of the hands are on show, for example, in the design. This is not the best example, the clapping hands, but you get my drift, that it's a way to sort of disguise things or hide things. In some designs that I've been working lately on with the British Council, I've wanted to actually hide some of the picture. So for example, what I could do for that is I could just get a shape. Okay, we use this blue square. Say I wanted to hide that date. I could make that square white. And then once I've made this square nice and small, bring it forward. That's what I need to do. I can right click and bring the layer to the front. Now that white square is hiding that date. So this is where layers can be really, really useful. If there's certain things that perhaps you don't want to show in this particular design, but you want that date there still to be there, but I can just hide it temporarily. Of course, if you're teaching, this would be really handy as well if you want to hide some of the information within the lesson and it becomes a sort of gap fill and things like that. It becomes a reveal feature. So the layers have several different purposes and they're really, really effective. Let's go back to that layer menu. So I can change the different shapes. These shapes were here as part of the design for this certificate, and I actually quite like all of them, to be honest. So I'm just going to put these to the side as a bit more of the design, you see. The hands here, the clapping hands, I'd put them behind this blue triangle, but I'm going to bring them further to the front here. So now they're in front. Now, I use these on the certificates because if I want to send these to my students and I'm going to send it through email, I can send them a digital copy and therefore it can be a moving image, an MP4 file. So I tend to make the clapping hands really big and that they sit along the bottom side of the certificate. I could put those names up here, for example, or I can just take them out actually, depending on what I want to say on the certificate. But I do like the fact that I can have some clapping hands to celebrate that Alex has been awarded this certificate. So remember, in the position button at the top, we can find our layers and we can rearrange these elements within our design. We can take it further to the front. The top is always the front. Look at that white square. Or I can take it slightly to the back. And now that date is revealed. So the layers are really, really helpful in making your design work for lots of different reasons. So I hope this video helps and I'll see you next time.